Hi guys, Black is here, and I got a little something I want to tell you all. You've seen the video where I ran over something in my Golf and messed up a tire. Well, this morning I was on the way home, and I was driving my Mercedes, and in about the area where I ran over whatever I ran over, I decided to slow down some and could I see what I ran over. Well, I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to see what I ran over, but I was kind of looking to the right because I'm thinking maybe it, got pushed off the road or whatever. Well, during this time, found out it was a pothole I hit. A freaking pothole is what I hit. Well, that got me to thinking about something. Now, I decided, okay, the tire that was on my car, was a Lionhart. Right, that Lionhart is a 225/40/18. I think I spent $123 for two tires. So we'll say each tire was $60 a piece. Now, the tire I bought to replace that tire was a Continental something. It was $180. Okay, that's how much the tire cost for one tire. Now, I got the tire today. Today is Tuesday. I got the tire today. The sidewall of the tire is very stiff. Some years ago, I think it was Car and Driver did a comparison test between a bunch of tires. Some Goodyear, Michelin, Continental, back then, Futura. Futura was a pepboard tire that I knew pepboard sold them anyway. But they was high performance tires. And Car and Driver, or whoever Car Magazine was, they figured out that a Futura is a cheap tire. And they found out Michelin's, all the brand name companies, they use thicker rubber, more dense rubber, okay? This dense rubber you would think make the car ride hard, right? Not really, okay? Turns out the Futura had soft sidewalls. So they were saying when you ride down the road and your tire hit a bump, because of the soft rubber and the soft sidewall, your tread actually bounced up off the ground. It collapsed and it bounces up off the ground and it comes back down. This is the reason why sometimes you see one bump in the road and it sounds like you hit two bumps. It's because the tire bounced off the ground and landed back down. That bump is what you hear. Well, anyway, some years ago, I worked at a used auto part company, and I needed some tires. And I found out that I could buy tires for $5. So I went out there and I picked up two tires. I think it was a Honda Accord, I think. But it was, okay, I normally have 205, 7, and 14, but I had changed the rear end and I put the wrong rear end. It had the wrong gear ratio, and it was taller than normal. So to somewhat compensate for that, I put shorter tires on my car. So I put 205, 65 14s on there to make the car sit a little bit lower, and it kind of helped the tall gear. Well, anyway, the tires I bought was some Michelin. I don't remember the name, but I do remember they were Michelin, right? Because I was like, wow, I've never had Michelin before, right? So I put, when I got the tire, they took the tires off the rim and they gave me the tires. And I remember picking up the sidewall and noticed that the sidewall was hard as a rock. And I'm thinking, damn, this sidewall is hard. I'm like, damn, my car already ride rough. And I'm thinking, this is gonna make the car ride even rougher, right? Wrong. Now, I had put new Monroe struts on my Mustang a year or two earlier, right? Well, anyway, it bounced a little less, but it still bounced when you hit bumps. And the reason it was bouncing because I had them cheap ass Futura tires on there. Okay. Well, when I put the Michelin tires on there, I'm thinking this car is gonna ride like a truck now, right? I'm riding down the road and I'm hitting bumps like boop, boop, boop. And I'm like, before it was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, how does it ride smoother with this stiff sidewall? Then I had to remember back to the Car and Driver magazine, and they was talking about how, like I said, cheap tires bounce up off the ground. Now, getting to my Golf, Them cheap ass Lionhart tires are real soft. Think about it, you buying a tire for $60 and you buying a tire for $180. Now people who don't know any better will say, Black, you wasting your money, you just buying a name. No, it's a much better, much stronger tire. I'm not saying I'm gonna go out there and find that same pothole and run into it, but if I do, I'm pretty sure that damn Continental will survive. You know, it will survive. And even though it's a 225, 40, 18, you would think a 40 series is not a lot of rubber. And you're right, it's not a lot of rubber. But again, that Continental is a lot stiffer tire than that cheap ass Lionhart. But I'm not trying to make a long video. I just had to say that. If you have any questions, comment. And I know some of you white folks is going to have something to say. Oh, you don't know what you talking about. You don't know this. You don't know this. What y'all always tell me, do the research. Well, do the damn research. You'll find out a Continental can handle a bump a hell of a lot better than a Lionhart. Dre, y'all have a good day.